Right, hello there. Welcome to what I can only describe as a deeply unsettling global tour. We're about to embark on a journey through the world's urban crime hotspots for 2025. It's not exactly a brochure you'd find at your local travel agent, unless your travel agent is a deeply pessimistic sociologist with a penchant for grim statistics. The latest data paints a rather stark picture. If you're looking for trouble, Latin America, South Africa, weak law enforcement, drug trafficking. It's a cocktail of chaos, a veritable smorgasbord of social ills that has propelled certain cities to the top of a list no one wants to be on. Think of it as the Olympics of, oh dear God, lock your doors. Some cities are, to put it mildly, struggling, others are enjoying a period of almost baffling tranquility. Gleaming metropolises in Asia, the Middle East, where the biggest crime might be someone double-dipping a chip. This isn't just about pointing fingers, it's about understanding the complex machinery behind these numbers. What makes one city a haven and another a statistical nightmare? Economic inequality that's wider than the Grand Canyon, political instability that makes a soap opera look like a C-SPAN broadcast. It's a world of stark contrasts, a tale of two, or rather dozens of cities. So, buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into the data, the stories, the cold, hard facts behind urban safety. We're going to look at the global urban crime indices for 2025. Latin American cities are topping the danger charts. South African cities are topping the danger charts, largely thanks to a hellacious mix of drug trafficking, staggering inequality, and police forces that are often tragically outgunned. Meanwhile, some cities in Asia and the Middle East are so safe, you could probably leave your wallet on a park bench and come back to find someone has added a few dollars and a note wishing you a pleasant day. Our first stop on this delightful tour of places to avoid is Pietermaritzburg, South Africa. This city has the dubious honor of being one of the most unsafe places on the entire planet. Now, why is that? Imagine a society where the gap between rich and poor isn't just a gap, it's a chasm. That's Pietermaritzburg. This disparity fuels simmering tension that frequently boils over into violent crime. We're talking robberies. We're talking assaults. We're talking a murder rate that would make a seasoned detective weep into his morning coffee. Next up, we have another South African gem, Pretoria. While it shares many of the same root causes as Pietermaritzburg, hello again, inequality, my old friend, Pretoria has a particularly interesting wrinkle: the sheer palpable fear among its residents. The perception of crime here is off the charts. It's one thing for statistics to be bad, but it's another for every single citizen to live with a constant background hum of anxiety. Recent data on crime perception shows that an overwhelming majority live in fear of being mugged, having their homes broken into, or worse. And now, we jet over to Venezuela, to the beautiful, tragic city of Caracas. If you thought the last two cities were bleak, hold on to your hats. Caracas is what happens when systemic issues are thrown into a blender with political chaos and the lid left off. It's a case study in political instability and state collapse, creating a free-for-all for criminals. Drug trafficking is rampant. Powerful gangs, colectivos, dominate many neighborhoods, often operating with impunity and sometimes with tacit approval from a fractured government. Let's go to Mexico, right on the US border, to Tijuana, and I need you to prepare yourself because it is shocking. As of the latest data, Tijuana holds the horrifying title of the city with the highest homicide rate in the entire world. Let that sink in. Not a war zone in the Middle East, not a failed state in Africa, but a bustling border city. The reason can be summed up in two words: cartel violence. The city is a strategic jewel for drug trafficking into the United States, and various cartels are locked in a perpetual, hyper-violent war for control of this lucrative corridor. This isn't just crime, it's low-grade warfare fought on city streets. Let's look at the numbers because they are staggering and they demand to be heard. Tijuana has a homicide rate of 138 per 100,000 residents. To put that in perspective, that is utterly insane. It translates to nearly 7 murders every single day. 7. Imagine living in a city where 7 people are killed, on average, between breakfast and bedtime. Staying in Mexico, we travel south to a city that was once synonymous with glamour, movie stars, and cliff-top diving, Acapulco. Well, the glamour has faded, and it's been replaced by something far more sinister. Acapulco is a tragic story of a tourism mecca collapsing under the weight of a vicious drug war. What was once a playground for the rich and famous is now another battleground for cartels fighting over territory and the local drug trade. The beautiful beaches and luxury hotels now serve as a backdrop for extortion, kidnapping, and murder. Back to South Africa for our 7th city, and it's a significant one. Nelson Mandela Bay. This metropolitan area includes the city of Port Elizabeth and holds a unique, unenviable position. In recent top 10 dangerous city rankings, it stands out as the only one not in Latin America. Yes, you heard that right. And now for something completely different. After that grim parade of peril, let's cleanse our palate with a visit to Mangalore, India. This port city stands in stark contrast to every other place we've discussed. It consistently ranks as having a very high safety index and a very low crime index. So what makes it so different? What's their secret? It's not one single thing, but a combination of factors. The city boasts a relatively high level of education and employment, a diverse and stable economy not overly reliant on one industry, strong community bonds. There's a sense of social cohesion here that is conspicuously absent in the cities we've just visited. The fast facts are refreshing. Residents report feeling very safe walking alone during the day, and even at night. The incidence of violent crime is remarkably low. Sociologists often point to collective efficacy, the shared belief among residents that they can work together to maintain public order. Combined with a generally trusted and effective police force, this creates an environment where crime simply doesn't find fertile ground to grow. Mangalore isn't a utopia, but it serves as a powerful counter-narrative. It shows that with economic opportunity and social trust, safety is achievable. So, what have we learned from this slightly harrowing world tour? We've seen that the world's most dangerous cities, from Pietermaritzburg to Tijuana, are not just collections of bad people. They are complex ecosystems. Decades of inequality, political instability, economic desperation created fertile ground for organized crime to flourish. The violence is a symptom of a much deeper disease. It's a story of systemic failure where the state is either unable or unwilling to provide basic security and opportunity, leaving a vacuum filled by violence. But, and this is important, we've also seen the other side of the coin. Cities like Mangalore show us that this is not an inevitable fate. Investment in education, diverse economic opportunities, a concerted effort to build social trust, effective, community-focused policing urban centers can be safe, vibrant, and prosperous. Provided by Lapreuve.com, source of nopal, worm salt, pinole. Write us to info@lapreuve.com for discounts. Created partly by AI and humans. Despite disadvantages, there is one plus. AI can scrape latest info from global internet.